NaNoWriMo, and have a nice day.
It's Mari
and Morgan,
and we're here today to tell you how to write a book.
Yes. This is actually going to be the first part in a 4-part series where we're going to talk about writing books, because that's actually something that we know how to do, weirdly enough.
Part 1.
Planning.
Part 2.
Writing.
Part 3.
Writing part 2.
Part 4.
Editing.
Why are we qualified to discuss writing books as a teenager?
Because we've written books as a teenager.
What a freaking surprise.
So there's 8 different novel-length works.
We wrote our first books a year and a half ago. One of the essential bits of writing a book is knowing what you're going to write before you write it. Otherwise, you're not going to write anything particularly interesting or good.
I think we have relatively similar planning methods. You plan more than I do.
One of the things that you have to know about planning a novel before you write it is that the novel will resist. You kind of have to roll with it.
So for my planning process, I'm a very character-driven writer. I don't plan much of the plot, but I do get to know the characters very well. I do big sheets where I figure out what they look like, I figure out what they like, what they fear, and random things about them, like if they lived with me, like what TV shows would they watch.
My planning process involves writing information sheets for each of the places, characters, and plots that I have. I tend to have a very messy brain, spreading every one of my ideas out on the table and looking at them and throwing half of them out and replacing them with better ones. I have refined my process, I think, with this recent book that I'm doing for NaNoWriMo. I do the same thing as Morgan, where you make the little molehill into a mountain. I treat chapters like a venue to get from one place to another. I don't know what happens in the middle of each chapter, but I know that from the beginning of this place to when they exit it, my character has got to get from point A emotionally and physically to point B.
Something that's important to keep the plot moving is to have each chapter needs to happen not only within the novel, but within each chapter.
I think you have to be pretty malleable.
For me, I never try to come up with ideas. Ooh, awesome thing for planning, Pinterest. Pinterest is the writer's best tool. Mari, don't laugh at me. It is excellent. Because Pinterest is now redesigned so you can have a board with subsections. I made a board for The Way Home, which it's a fantasy book, so it travels through a lot of different worlds and a lot of different characters. I made a Pinterest board, and then I was able to add ideas of like what the place looked like, what kind of people, what kind of plants you might find and stuff like that to each subsection. And having that visual inspiration is really helpful. Not to shamelessly self-promote or anything, but we will put the link to our Oceanborn Pinterest board in this description thing, because there is now an Oceanborn Pinterest board which has fan art, it has memes, it has quotes, all kinds of good stuff.
If you had to sum up how to plan well in one sentence, what would your sentence be?
Generate more ideas than you need.
No more than you say.
You kind of did the same thing.
Yeah.
In the comments, if you guys have specific questions about planning a novel, feel free to shoot them at us and we will answer. I guess we're book midwives. We can help you deliver your book idea into the world.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment what book you are reading or want to write. From N Squared, I guess this is goodbye.
We love you! Goodbye!